What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Evan and I make videos about hot stocks, dividends, and options. So if that interests you guys, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss when I upload. Now you can see today we have Xpeng pulled up, and I've had a lot of people actually requesting to go over kind of a stock update on Xpeng and kind of go over what they should actually be worth. So that's kind of what we're going to go over today, and we're going to go over if there's still a buy around the $70 area that they seem to be kind of floating around. Now we're also going to go over why they actually spiked up so much yesterday and why they kind of have pulled back a slight bit today. But just looking at the one-day chart, you can see Xpeng is down almost 6%, and they had actually spiked and almost were up around 3% today, almost hitting $75. And this would be their all-time intraday trading record. And now they're kind of hovering around the $68 area, kind of bouncing between $67 and $68 for the last couple hours or so. But looking at the one-week chart, Xpeng has gone up 57% in a single week. If we go back to November 18th, you can see Xpeng was trading around $40, and now they're trading right around $70, and they almost hit 75 actually. Now a lot of people are concerned that Xpeng is way overvalued compared to NIO, but they're not realizing the outstanding shares of NIO versus Xpeng and the market cap of each company. Xpeng actually has half of the outstanding shares as compared to NIO. So if you look at the share price, Xpeng being right around the same price as NIO and even slightly more, it's not really that big of a concern because the companies are priced differently because they have a different amount of outstanding shares, different market caps, different earnings per share, and different PE ratios. So just because Xpeng's share price is showing a higher price doesn't mean that they're more overpriced than NIO, or that they're a better buy or a better sell or a better short or whatever you want to say. You can't compare two companies that are on different scales right now. But looking at the 1 month chart, this is where Xpeng really shines because they're up almost 250% in a single month. If we look at the end of October, Xpeng was right around $20, and now they're up 250% almost in a single month. Now that kind of growth is crazy, but it also could be looked at as somewhat reasonable because Xpeng actually IPO'd just recently. Looking at the 1 year chart, Xpeng was just listed in August. And so to see Xpeng up this much, it's not super crazy looking at the competition that they have like NIO and Tesla and Li Auto and these other EV makers, because they're just kind of getting up to that competition and they're doing it a lot quicker than these other companies took. Now, a lot of people believe in these EV stocks long term, and they think that they have a lot of potential, and I would totally agree with that. I don't think NIO and Tesla are going to be the only EV companies. I think these other companies like Xpeng are going to be around for a long time too. But just looking at the overall market today, the market is actually up 2%, even though most EV stocks are down today. Now, the last time I looked, Tesla was the only EV stock that was up a pretty significant amount. They were up somewhere around 5% the last time I looked. And again, you can see how SPY is up so much today as compared to the past week or so. They've been pretty flat, and then today they spiked up a decent bit. Now, this article that we're going to look at was actually posted yesterday, and it's discussing why Xpeng was trading so much higher yesterday. And it was actually due to a major technology announcement that unveiled a new limited run model at their auto show. In a presentation at a major regional auto show, Xpeng actually announced that they upgraded their advanced driver assist systems for their 2021 production models. And they're actually incorporating LiDAR sensors for the first time. And it says that these sensors are part of what Xpeng is calling its next generation autonomous driving architecture, which is a complete system that includes cameras, radar, ultrasonic sensors, and their new LiDAR units, and also an automotive-grade high-performance computer. And Xpeng's CEO said that his company is going to be the first automaker to offer LiDAR sensors in a production model. So to see big improvements in technology like this, and to be the only automaker to use this sort of technology, it's pretty huge for Xpeng, because we know like NIO, they have things that set themselves apart, like their battery swap technology, as well as their battery as a service. So to see Xpeng using some kind of technology that hasn't been used in cars before, that was a major reason that helped bump up their share price so much yesterday. And they also showed a limited edition version of their P7 electric sedan. And you can see here that it has Lambo doors, which I think is a nice addition to the electric vehicle space because we see all these standard vehicles and they look very luxurious, but the Lambo doors is kind of the cherry on top to make them look even more luxurious. And aside from their P7 sedan, their sales momentum as a whole looks like it's going to continue for a long time. Xpeng actually said on November 12th that auto investors should expect them to deliver about 10,000 vehicles in the fourth quarter. So this would generate a revenue of about $334 million, and this would be an increase on both revenue and deliveries as compared to Q3 of 2020. In Q3, Xpeng generated $293 million, and that was on 8,500 deliveries. So you can see in comparison to NIO, which a lot of you guys are NIO investors, Xpeng really isn't too far behind. We know that in Q3, NIO delivered 12,000 vehicles, and they're expecting to deliver between 16,500 and 17,000 in Q4 of 2020. So to see Xpeng expecting 10,000 deliveries, they're really only a couple quarters behind in terms of delivery numbers. But now the question kind of remains of whether Xpeng is going to continue going up or if they're kind of just a bubble right now. Because in the last 16 days, Xpeng has gained 232%, and although we have seen large movements like this in EV stocks in the past, this is likely the biggest gain in that small amount of time, at least in recent months, probably all time even. But just like NIO, Xpeng is more of a long-term play, and that's what a lot of these investors are expecting. And so the share price that we're seeing right now, it's likely pricing in the future gains that we should expect from Xpeng. And I think the share price that Xpeng is trading at right now is a realistic price to see in about a year. So I think it is overpriced right now. But just like Tesla or NIO, Xpeng is going to be worth way beyond what they're trading for right now, as long as they can keep up deliveries and not go bankrupt for some reason. But with my expectations for Xpeng's price in the next year or so, I definitely agree with this article, and I think that they're going to have a pullback at some point. Now, I don't know if that's going to be in a couple days or a week or in 2 months, but I think Xpeng in a healthy market will pull back and they'll kind of level out more. Because right now the market is all over the place, especially the EV market. It's been going up pretty much exponentially and we haven't really seen any slowdowns. Now, I also wouldn't be surprised to see a short seller put out a price prediction for Xpeng just like they did for NIO. If you guys didn't know, Citron Research actually put out a price prediction at $25, and because of that, we saw NIO drop by quite a bit. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see something like that from Xpeng and from some analyst that is shorting the stock, and then we'll likely see Xpeng pull back a decent amount. But again, Xpeng is more of a long-term play, so they should level out. They're not going to pull back in the red and stay there forever, but you should expect pullbacks in red days. That's going to happen in a healthy market. But part of the reason why Xpeng has been up so much in the last month especially is because they actually posted very good numbers for October and for Q3 as a total. Their October deliveries actually tripled when compared to October of 2019. Now, taking a look at the acceleration in growth, if you compare September deliveries, those were up 31% in comparison to the previous year. So to go from 31% year over year to more than triple year over year in a matter of 1 month, that's a huge increase. And I think a lot of people are excited to see what Xpeng has in store for the coming months and to see how much they can improve and how many deliveries they can actually put out. And Xpeng's third quarter earnings actually smashed expectations and they were much higher than they were expected to be. Their revenue more than quadrupled year over year, and their sales skyrocketed almost out of nowhere. And another thing that really helped drive Xpeng's price up in the last month or so is that they actually posted a positive gross profit. Now, even though this doesn't sound like a huge improvement, it's definitely a step in the right direction, and eventually we're going to see Xpeng really ramping up their business, and they're really going to be competing with those top manufacturers like NIO and Tesla in China. And Xpeng also has a lot of capacity to work with in terms of delivering their vehicles. Now, auto manufacturing is a fixed business and it takes years to scale, but Xpeng already has 2 plants and they have a combined annual capacity of 250,000 units. Now, even though they have this huge capacity, they delivered less than 9,000 vehicles in Q3, but the potential to deliver way more vehicles in the future is there. Unlike NIO, who is just ramping up production to 7,500 per month in January, it looks like Xpeng has a lot more advantage in terms of annual capacity as compared to NIO. And it says here, in other words, Xpeng isn't yet harvesting the benefits of scale. Yet they're already able to price vehicles well enough to make a gross profit in the early going. So again, going back to Xpeng's share price, and with a lot of people concerned that Xpeng is trading higher than NIO, again, you have to look at the market cap and the earnings and how many shares there are. Xpeng isn't as big of a company as NIO, and they don't have as many shares. So sure, their share price is higher, but that doesn't mean that their company is worth more than NIO. I think in the future, and with the technologies that Xpeng is working on, and their LiDAR technology that no other auto manufacturer has in production models, things like that, just small things, are going to put Xpeng ahead and help propel their share price in the future. Now, right now, I don't know exactly how well their technologies, like their self-driving, compares to NIO and Tesla, mostly because I'm not in China and I can't go out and drive these vehicles to test them. But I would assume that they're probably behind NIO and especially behind Tesla in terms of how well their self-driving works. But I think especially with the capacity that Xpeng has at their fingertips, if they can really leverage that capacity and start ramping up their deliveries every month, I think they could realistically take over NIO. Now, I don't know if that would happen anytime soon or if that could happen for sure, but right now they have a lot higher capacity to work with, especially when you compare how young Xpeng is and how they just IPO'd in the last few months. Just looking at those things, it looks like Xpeng has a lot of potential. Now, when you compare Xpeng to NIO, NIO is more established. And I wouldn't say Xpeng is better than NIO, but it's more a matter of time. And it's not like you have to choose one over the other. You can have both in your portfolio, just like you can have NIO and Tesla. It's just a matter of what company you believe in more long term. Now, with NIO having more of a long-term history as compared to Xpeng, and having been on the market for longer, a lot of people are going to believe in NIO more than Xpeng. But I'm just here to give you the information on both companies and let you guys decide what you believe in more. Now, for those of you who made it this far into the video, are you guys invested in Xpeng or just in NIO? I want to hear if you guys are invested in Xpeng. What is your average share price and how many shares do you have? If you guys wouldn't mind commenting that down in the comment section. Lastly, if you guys haven't signed up for Webull, sign up and deposit $100 and you'll get 4 free stocks now. And this promotion doesn't last long, so make sure you guys sign up and get your 4 free stocks. Also, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like because it really does help out the channel. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you back here in the next one. Bye.